going to try this out and see how it works. So here we go. First off, I just took off, and of course I got to look at the soybean fields and all that good stuff. And if you look up on the clouds, it's a little bit cloudy, so there is a chance of rain. Well, here's the drag strip. We start from here and run all the way to the end. It's 300 foot to the end of the finish line. Then we have a 300 foot overrun. There's our control tower where our announcer's set. And we take that and have a lot of fun. And the announcer can sit there and he knows all the drivers, so he has a good time talking about us. Now, this is the entrance into the figure eight when we're doing the motocross. If you look where the tire opening is up there on the left, that's where we go in from the drag strip. Now, when we're going into the regular figure eight, we go up and around those tires there on the right, and you see where the two tires come together up there. That's where the starting line is. And we'll start from there. We'll have one car go around the short circle and one car go around the long circle. And sometimes we do 2 loops around each circle, and sometimes we do only 1. Can be a lot of fun, I tell you. Don't usually have any issues of people crossing there in the middle, but a figure eight is a crossing situation, so you have to kind of be careful on that. Now, this is kind of a pan out into the soybean field. This is kind of where we park our campers and set up all the stuff for the race day when we have race day. Now, this is kind of looking back from the starting line into the figure eight and the small loop. I'm still kind of low here. It's not really up high yet. I will go up high here in a little while and show you some of the overhead view of the entire track. So it works pretty good. And again, look at the clouds coming. When I get up there at the right spot, you'll know that it's getting close. So now I'm panning to the finish line of the figure eight. It's kind of down into the woods. Sometimes we go through the woods. That's another experience. A lot of fun. A lot of hit trees. A lot of trees tend to not survive after a May race. So just enjoy that, you know. If you look at that opening there, that's where we come back in with the motocross. We'll run side by side down the drag strip, hang a hard left, then a hard right. 2 cars trying to make that little hole get into the figure eight. It can be a lot of fun and a lot of fender benders when you do that too. Of course, there you see my Jeep setting. That's where I'm located. And another view of the concession stand over on the other side. Well, I guess more soybean fields. Now, why the tracks are in the soybean fields, I don't know. But there is a lot of tracks in the soybean fields. And I know we didn't put them there. But, hey, it could be them aliens, you know. Oh, well. So, as we go on about looking at the soybean fields, I'm thinking about getting ready to go up high here in a minute. This is about an 11-minute video, so you probably get tired of hearing me jammer. Straight over my head, by the way. I'm looking straight up at it, or was, not now, but Brenda is also with me, and she didn't take any still shots today because it was starting to get pretty cold. It was 52 degrees when we got over there. And I think when we left there after the rain hit us, it was like 42 degrees. So we lost 11 degrees pretty cotton picking quick. Now, again, back in the soybean field. And when we go up high here in a few minutes, you also see the bay area. You can actually see that. Again, our concession stand. The wire fence you see there is just one precaution from the track. We have another 30-foot boundary. We back up again. When we camp in line with the concession trailer, and then what's behind our campers is basically spectator area. Again, this is all camping area you see here, all the way out to about 500 yards out in the field. I'm not going to exactly say how far it is. I've never measured it, but it's a lot of grass to cut when I go cut it in the springtime. So now I'm backing up. Again, guess I got a little nervous. Went to my full limit, by the way, 393 feet out in distance. It will go farther than that, but that's what my limit's set. I also have a height limit set right now, 393 feet, so I'll head up that way too. Now we're going back into the figure eight and a little bit. I got a little dizzy on that one, but it'll be all right. Then we're going up, and I'm going down to the start of the figure eight. I wanted to go kind of to the big loop and give you an idea of what the big loop looks like. So I should be panning around to that just about now. Yep, there we go. And that's the big loop. Now, you think, oh, that's an unfair advantage. Just remember one thing. Each car has to do the same number of loops with whatever loop they start in and cross over and do the other loop. So the advantage is not that great, although you think it would be. Now, that's kind of the camping area, again, that we park in. Of course, it's got soybeans in it. We're hoping the farmer's going to take that off here in the next couple of weeks because we got to go move all those tires around that figure eight and drag the dirt back in. You can almost see the line there on the left as we pass that. That's about where we go out to with the camping area. Again, coming back over me again. This thing really flies nice, I'm telling you. It's very stable. Wind hasn't picked up yet, but it's getting ready to, believe me. I was just on the verge of saying, I'm time to go home. Now I'm going up. I decided it's time to take her up, and yep, you see those clouds, and of course there's my guards in the thing, and those clouds are definitely coming in pretty good. Now I'm going to take it on down toward the figure eight, and we're going to try from there at a higher view as I'm going up. Again, I'll take it to the max limit that I'm set at, 393 feet. And that will give me a pretty good overhead view of everything. I'm going to make a slow pan, and if you look back in the background there, that is the Delaware Bay, believe it or not. We're only about 6 or 7 miles from Delaware Bay from my vantage point at this point. So there's a lot of water real close to us. We're only 21 feet above sea level, so go figure, huh? Now you see the clouds, and now you can probably see the rain that's in those clouds back there in the center. Yeah, it was getting ready to come, and you'll see a little bit of shakiness on the video, but that's mostly because the wind was starting to pick up. But I was bound to determine I was going to get a halfway decent video out of this and see how it goes. So we're going to pan on around again. We'll get around to one point. Now, if it was daylight enough where you could see, that's Route 13 out in the background there. Then back into the bay again. So, hey, that's the way it is. So, give you a pretty good view of how flat Delaware is. No hills in Delaware. The only hills I know of are the ones that are man-made. Now I'm going to pan down and try to give you an overhead view of the track. That's the large loop coming into view. I'm going to swing around and try to bring that thing into good view here for you so you'll be able to see the entire figure eight in the direction that we would normally be running it. Yeah, if that makes any sense, but we'll see. So here I go. I'm going to try to swing her around. A little bit of shaky there. The wind's starting to pick up. But it's going to be fun. We did do some running during the pig roast last weekend. I think we had one rollover, but I wasn't out there with it. I kind of stayed around the camper most of the time. Now you can kind of get a real good view of the figure eight. And again, we start down at the bottom where it looks like some tires are, and we run around the figure eight and finish down on the outside edge in the center there where you see the tracks. Sometimes we'll go through the trees. Now this is going to be a pan kind of down toward the drag strip. You see me down there in my Jeep. It's a long way down, huh? I would think so. But now it's panning all the way down to the drag strip. Again, 300-foot drags, 300-foot overruns, so we got 600-foot total. And and you can see the overrun all the way down to where the grass starts again. We have cars that run all the way down there before they finally get stopped, especially the big boys. So it's a lot of fun. And again, the camping area, if you look out to the left, you see kind of a straight line. Well, at the top of the screen. I wish I had a pointer I could point that out to you, but there's a straight line there on the left side, just at the edge of the screen. That's where our camping area goes to. Sometimes we try to squeeze in a little bit more if they haven't put crop on, but most time that's about where it is. We do fill that area up with campers. Maybe this spring I'll be able to take another view with all the campers in place. That would be an interesting show, don't you think? Well, I've decided it's time to get my butt in gear and get out of here because I got raindrops on the screen. Guess that means it's getting ready to come. So she's coming down now. It comes down a lot slower than it goes up. I think it's 6.7 mile an hour down, 11.2 mile an hour up. So she climbs a lot faster than she comes down. But I guess that's a good thing because if it come down any faster and you didn't see it, you'd probably lose it. But look there, there I am. Came right back to my hometown and I'm ready to go. Now, as you watch this, you're going to say, this thing's flying right into the Jeep. Well, it does. After I picked it out of the air, I get it close, and the wind's starting to blow a little bit and it's shaking me around. So I said, well, I'm going to walk up and do a hand catch. So I walked up and hand catch. Now, that little piece of cardboard there is my landing pad and takeoff pad. It really helps keep the dirt off the machine, so that makes it pretty good. Now, it's just about time for me to grab it. I think I just grabbed it. It's flying into the Jeep. Look, here we go. All right, well, that's the end of that, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye-bye.